Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne and welcome to the last sign of the zodiac, the last month of the year, and the last reading of the year. Officially the last reading of the year. It's been a long time coming. I'm reading for the beautiful featured sign, the last sign, as I said, of the zodiac, water element, mutable sign of Pisces. And Pisces, forgive me, I am so sorry, but I know we've gone through this before. It's been actually humorous because I knew on the onset of uploading these videos for the second half of the month videos, they were taking so long, and I thought, okay, it's like that. So yeah, and it is, and you got to go with the flow. You get that, Pisces, and I've said this more than once, and I do want to repeat, I do have a Pisces rising. So I have a lot of air, but I'm a Pisces rising with some Scorpio and a couple of heavy hitter planets as well. So I just kept plugging along. And I just want to say that, well, I'll say a couple of beautiful things about what's going on right now at this moment astrologically that I always like to incorporate in my readings. And for those that are new and wanting to stop and be a part of this channel and listen listen to the messages, I appreciate and welcome every one of you. It's an honor to be here with you. It really is. And in fact, this morning the power was out, the internet was out until like 10 minutes ago. So I'm just thinking, okay, and now's the time. So yes, we have we are officially about to end Sagittarius season, and we still have the effects of both the full lunar eclipse, moon in Taurus, that took place at the end of, it was on the 19th of November, as well as the new moon solar eclipse. So basically the eclipse season still has interests of affecting us and bringing out the storyline for some time to come, months to come. If you haven't already gotten an inkling of what's going on with the new moon in Sagittarius, the fiery aspect of, let's shoot our arrow as a Sagittarian and focus on that aspiration and that goal and that dream, and let's make it happen. End of story, right? And so that was an opportunity we had with all new moons, but especially eclipses. They're way more powerful. And now we're about to enter into Capricorn season. Now, Venus has been in Capricorn since November 5th, and then it started the shadowy period. It went into Venus retrograde yesterday on the 19th of December. Yes, it's the 20th of December right now. We're in the last throes for Christmas for those that celebrate it. I hope you have an amazing, amazing holiday and truly appreciate and just feel the love and gratitude of family and being well, hopefully, and the celebration of it, whatever that is for you. And so we go from the Sagittarian to Capricorn season, which starts officially tomorrow, in addition to having Venus in Capricorn for an extended period of time, and that went retrograde yesterday, and it will be in retrograde through January 29th and still remain in Capricorn until March 4th or 5th, I think. A very long stay. And tomorrow starts the winter solstice, which is what the representation of the cardinal aspect of Capricorn is. Each cardinal sign represents a season. There's so many changes, and yet from the fiery, ambitious, and the eclipse that tends to really rattle things up and really bring that extra energy out. It's simmering down. But it also is a time of, Venus. Venus is the planet, the feminine, magical planet that provides information and energies in love, in money, in relationships, in self-worth, in, beauty, aesthetically, inwardly, out. It's a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful planet, and the feminine alone just is so nice to match and balance with our, masculine energies that we each have, the feminine and masculine, and that's bringing that forth. When it's in retrograde, like with Mercury or any retrograde planets, there is more of a feeling of internalizing and really really being at peace and listening to our inner guidance. And you understand this so well, Pisces. So Capricorn is a very good influence, very good harmonizing sign for you as an earth sign, and you being a water sign, they just work really well together. You know, I mean, you water the seeds that are planted in the ground for long-term ideas and dreams and creativities and imagination and all the things that you hold so dear and are so very well known to be attributed to or associated with. So what's really amazing and fabulous and beautiful is you have Jupiter going into your sign, Pisces, because well, you had a taste of it. It came into your sign. It's been in Aquarius all the rest of the year, other than the time frame between May 13th and July 28th. But, you know, we all really, really, those of us that know, and if not, the ones that are hearing about it, look forward to that year, because the year that Jupiter arrives in our sign, which is every 12 years, so it doesn't happen much in a lifetime, is a year that you will never forget for one reason or another. And being exalted, meaning, you know, extremely comfortable and in a very good energy place in your sign, as your historically, you know, ruling planet of Jupiter, it's really going to be magical in so many ways. And then you have Neptune, the more modern ruling planet for you, in your sign too, Pisces. So the combination of the two, I don't even know how to express it, because it's more ethereal, it's more fantasy and dream and, you know, imagination, like I said, creativity that surpasses the logic and everything. That's certainly been a huge part of having Jupiter in Aquarius. The mind, you know, structure as far as how we think, and, you know, and just being very, very thoughtful about everything, and you know, and making sure that we're detaching ourselves from too much emotion. You know, we don't want to get that in the way, because it would deter from our being focused on our goals and our ideas through our minds. You know, the air signs, the communicators, and the people that want to express themselves and help and all the beautiful things that air does provide for us. But I'll tell you, I'm so excited to have it in the sign of Pisces, and it will be in Pisces from January through May, and then it will go in retrograde into Aries through October, and then it'll come back into your sign, Pisces. So I don't know what will transpire. I just know that you are incredibly good at manifesting, and you are incredibly good at being creative, and you are the old soul in the zodiac that gets it. You just know things. You feel, you're an empathic. You understand the currents of life. You roll with the punches, as it were, and you go with the flow. You're immutable. There's no boundaries. You're a boundless thing. So how can thought and logic enter into something of that nature, right? So it's on. And I know you know this, and I know you've sensed it, and it could just simply be just feeling extremely at peace with who you are in your life, no matter what age or gender or, you know, classification or any of those things. Just fulfilled, that feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction. And these are the higher energies, because we all have the high energy and the shadowy side. And I invite you to go forward fully and completely in the higher energy that's there to utilize, and what can come from it. It's just, the sky's the limit, you know. There's no boundaries. So I'm excited for that. I am going to pick your highlighted connection, beautiful Pisces. And this is spirit guided, of course. All of my readings are my intuition, but also spiritly guided for me. And so then I'll pick the 4 major categories having to do with this highlighted connection, as well as all of your relationships of love. So the love connections are all inclusive. And then I'll finish with the 2 oracle messages, okay? And so yeah, your highlighted connection is a person, place, energy, or sign that you know you're resonating with now, you're very familiar with, or somebody that could very well come into your life in the last part of this month moving forward. There's no linear time with spirit, of course. And like I said, the eclipses are continually bringing information. You may have gotten information, usually you can, a month prior to the eclipse. That happened on the 19th, so it would have been November 19th, so October 19th. And then you could also be getting information as late as a month after, like the second new moon eclipse that happened on the 4th, January 4th and after. It's just, it's relative to each person and your karma, if you will, your life path, your destiny. So your beautiful highlighted connection that's being brought to your attention is, oh my gosh, I want to say it's right there, but I can't because I don't really know. And yes, I will now. Scorpio. It went twice. It kind of went over to Libra, but Scorpio is where it went right here on the black section. I'll show you. And well, that's your fellow water sign. And what's more important and very interesting to me as a very enthusiastic astrologist who really, whose big forte is really the compatibility with the signs I've studied since I was 12, and definitely Tarot. But I'm always wanting to learn about astrology, and I keep learning a little more every day. You can never learn enough. It's a lifetime, school, if you will. But Scorpio, another water sign, and the new set of eclipses, because they change, every year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years. I could be mistaking that with, forgive me, with, what else happens? With, for example, Saturn. Saturn will stay in a planet for about 2.5 years because it's been in Aquarius and all through 2021, and it'll remain there all of 2022 through March. But that's another topic. I do digress a lot in my videos, I admit it. So much to say, so little time. But truthfully, now I have lost my thought. Scorpio, the next set of series that hasn't quite started. We started with the Taurus, and then we finished with the last of the Gemini Sagittarius, eclipse series. And it's going from the next year and a half, 2 years will be Taurus and Scorpio. So what a change in energy. Before it's been about communication and higher learning and educating ourselves and truth and seeking truth and expression and air and fire, great elements that complement each other so well. Now we're talking earth and water, which I mentioned at the beginning is a phenomenal, beautiful, harmonizing energy. And if you are water, it's going to work in your favor and you're going to feel much more at ease, I think, in a year with those kind of eclipses. But they'll be deep. Scorpio is one of the deeper of the water signs, right? It's not that you can't dive into your amazing creativity and go deep into that and deep into your love and deep into your compassion, which you have so much of. But it's about the fact that Scorpio is Pluto ruled and originally Mars ruled. So there's the fiery part of them, which is different than the other water signs. And there's the passion and there's the intensity that is very hard to mistake. But there's still this incredible simpatico synergy between you. You get it. You understand it. And I've seen a lot of Scorpios and Pisces that are friends or lovers, and you just have to feel each other's love language, right? Whether it is a friend or work partner or whatever, but you do tend to gravitate because you get it. And you're both very psychic and very in tune with the energies and the feeling that happens. It's all raw emotion with the water signs. They're very receptive and very, very emotional, very sensitive, and so I really like that for you. And I feel like you're going to be very much. You already are so intuitive and psychic, but I feel like it's going to be heightened so much with Jupiter because Jupiter expands everything. And if it's something you want to expand and you want to know more about the mystical parts of life, like this astrology and whatever it may be, all the esoteric things that are so much a part of who we are and a big part of, I think, your interests a lot of times, certainly Scorpios as well. It can come to you. You can master it. It can be, anything you choose to be in regard to that. So I love that. That's really, really kind of a magical, serendipitous kind of a highlighted connection for you to have. And if you don't have a Scorpio in your life, or you've had one and you're like, no, that's not happening, it could be a relative, like I said, or a good friend, or one you'll meet that will be very influential in some way. And I think someone that will be there as a loyal, long-time connection. So I'd love to hear that. If that's the case, let me know. But other than that, of course, Scorpio is a fixed sign. And yeah, they're very interested in transforming and renewing and redoing and reinventing themselves throughout their lives, which we all do, but they're very purposeful about that. And dedicated and, you know, very, very loyal. So let's read the 4 major categories for you, Pisces, okay? And I just hope you have, like I said, a beautiful holiday. And this is going to be like a Christmas gift and then some to have Jupiter going into your sign just after Christmas. And so the first category is always the overall energy, bringing you to the reading. And you have the beautiful Ace of Swords. I love the Ace of Swords. The swords are the air qualities. They are the Libra, Gemini, and that's funny, I just remembered that. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Well, of course, Aquarius still has Jupiter and Saturn, so there's a predominance of air energy. And Aquarius is about, you know, helping the world, helping as many people as possible to learn and grow and emerge and change who they are, to be revolutionary, to be, you know, thinking out of the box. It's always about the mind, right? It's about thought, how we think and talk and converse and connect with each other in big groups when it comes to Aquarius. It's truth, it's fair, it's justice, it's straightforward. It's a beginning. It's a new inspiration. It's positive, you know, energy in an area that might be very, very important to you, creatively speaking. Maybe a person. It could have to do with money. I mean, Venus has a lot to do with money, which I've said, but I don't really probably, you know, the word is escaping me. But the point is yes, money is a big part of this retrograde of Venus, and being able to really understand our worth and just how much we can contribute and receive as a reciprocating energy, as a currency, which you fully understand as a water sign. And, you know, knowing that you can receive good information that would lead you to the proper channels, and all you have to do is sit and be still and listen and know that that will be brought to you. And this is a positive way to start the remainder of the year and into the beginning of the year. Because in January, we'll have not only Venus in retrograde, but we will have Mercury. So it'll be a year of, starting year of more of a hesitancy. You know, it's always kind of like that in Capricorn season, because it is a more serious, somber tone. The parties have ended, the seasons, you know, the holidays, the spending, and then we get back to, you know, our routines, and it's kind of like, oh, and it's maybe raining a lot, and I pray for rain, we need it, and it's coming, which is beautiful. It's just a more of a, you know, an energy that happens every year where we have to be more practical. It's a grounded energy with Capricorn, and then there's a new moon on the 4th in Capricorn. So your water energy will be, which can be all over and just kind of everywhere without the boundaries, right? Can feel more rooted and more at ease, more peaceful, more calm, even with the retrograde. It's a time to be flexible, to not necessarily have a major schedule. I have a business, so of course I have appointments and there's schedules in every retrograde. There's always rescheduling and changing, and I always accept it and think whatever comes in is a blessing, and I'm open to it. It wasn't always like that, but when you go with the flow like that, it's so much better, and it's really exciting. And then when you open yourself up to the flexibility, then these opportunities come in, and, you know, because you had that extra time, and it's all miraculously in divine order. It just is so beautiful. But just be aware of that. So there will be a slowing, kind of maybe a stalling and that sort of thing, but just time to be retrospective and look over things, look over details of something you're interested in happening, which can happen very easily after retrogrades, and moving forward with more ease and more understanding and clarity, because, you know, communication gets a little funky and such. You got this, though. You got this, and I know in the heart of hearts that you are feeling good and confident about it. It's not going to be an issue for you. You are you can be extremely patient and enjoying the time to just kind of be, you know, and to, you know, use your artistic skills and just kind of play around with them and just become more creative and open the channels for more of that to come through. So I like that a lot for you. And so the second category is possible blessings or obstacles. A lot of people consider obstacles to be kind of a fun challenge in a way to just kind of get them even stronger and more confident in things they thought they couldn't do. Without them, they wouldn't necessarily put in that effort or, you know, learn the things that they learned from them. And you have Temperance, and I love that. That is the sign that represents, or the card that represents Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a beautiful Jupiter-ruled sign like you are. There's a very wonderful kinship with the two of you. And, you know, we just had the new moon, so solar eclipse in that. So there's going to be a connection for you. I think it's positive. Anytime Jupiter's involved, I believe it's positive, especially if you choose for that to be the case, because it's always going to come from that place. And recognizing the abilities you have, the alchemy that we are as spirits, you know, in this three-dimensional world, you know, as above, so below. There's a beautiful picture of the two cups, you know, water to wine kind of transforming. What do you want to change? What do you want to transform? You have so much energy working in your favor that everything can happen. That's all I can say. And miracles happen every moment. And I am using this beautiful Art Nouveau Tarot deck, so I like to let people know what decks I'm using. But this is a gift, and I absolutely love it. And I don't know if my camera picks it up, but there's shimmery gold in every single card. So this is a major arcana. It's reminding you to, as much as you want to, maybe just throw yourself and immerse yourself with everything you are, because you're so loving and so compassionate and selfless and caring, to just make sure that you keep that balance in there, okay? So you can be your very best, you can feel your very best, and you don't, you know, burn the midnight oil, so to speak, and then lose that energy, or at least certainly allow that to be restored, and remember to do that as a vital part of who you are as a beautiful water element. So I like that a lot. It's just a loving reminder, a gentle reminder to know you can do so many things, and there'll be a lot of opportunities. But to pick and choose with not feeling the pressure and doing what feels extremely right to you is essential. And then the third category is that of finances and wealth, and, you know, what wealth means to you. Is it the love you have for life and your job and your relationships, your family? Relationships is a key part of Venus as well. In the retrograde, things will come up, people will come back into your life for review or reconsideration, you know, all the re's, right? Don't feel rushed, just relax into, you know, your incredible intuition and knowing, because it's going to be very, very potent this year, and you're going to love it. I would suggest you keep a log, because you're familiar with it, but this is going to be more so than it has been in, let's say, the prior 12. So yeah, it could be a book. You could write a book, no doubt. So finances or wealth for you is Judgment. Oh, wow. I literally got something that happened, and I felt a shift. Judgment is I want to say karmic, but it's rising from the ashes again. It's the kind of this symbolism of the Scorpio and the death of, you know, perhaps a certain part of you or an idea, but knowing that you're only ascending into something that's even more important and even more, you know, prophetic is the word that's coming out. Just something that you're being called to do, and you know this, and you may be dreaming about it and you're not quite remembering, but you want to keep a log with that too, because your dreams come to you for reasons to guide you and to give you important information at times, especially you as a water sign. So just remind yourself that this information, this decision, this judgment's made. It's a karmic, it's a meant to be. You've been chosen, you've made the decision, you've made the choice, and you feel good about it, and it's very important for you because it helps you to feel the sustenance and the wealth and the fulfillment that's necessary for all of us, no matter what degree or what, you know, what area of life that may be for you. Another major arcana. I see it as progression in a beautiful way. Transformation, transformation, transformation. Hugely indicative in the last couple of years. So many people, in fact, just today, you know, you get a Christmas letter from a friend or somebody and they talk about what's happened through their year. And that just happened. I was quite teary-eyed because I was really happy for him. I've known him for a while, and he's, you know, family, married, child married, you know, met somebody, and I was like, see, you never know, and it's never too late, and he's 65, and it's just, you just don't know. If you're open to it, though, it can come in, and if you want it, and you decide you want it, which is the most important thing, it's what you want, always and foremost, you could just create such incredible wealth on some level. Because it is coming to you. It is a definite. It's already happened. So I like that a lot too. I love this reading very, very much. It does not surprise me with the energies already there. Oh, this is the final card though of the 4 categories. This is the wishes and surprises, or surprises and wishes. And, you know, life is full of surprises. I've had a lot this year, but I've also had amazingly beautiful, you know, surprises that I would take in a heartbeat every day of my life. And the ones that weren't as welcoming, I've gotten through them, and I knew that I would, and I believed that I would. And I know that they'll continue to come at this point in my life, for heaven's sakes, yes. But the wishes are the ones that we create and we manifest, and we can absolutely bring to our realization, to, you know, fruition, you know, to actual tangible reality. So for you, oh, you have the 6 of Cups. Well, that's you. That's the sensitive. Oh yeah, I can feel that. This is the reminiscing and the memories and the good times and the fond times and getting together. It's family. It's people coming back, and it's just childhood memories. It's people caring for each other. You know, this is the time of year. I wish it were every moment of every day, but I think it grows, and we're leaning more towards that. I choose to believe that. How's that? I want to be a part of that. I want to be that campaign that makes that happen. Smiling at someone because you want to make them feel better, you know? Anything we can do, any small gesture whatsoever is so helpful and will help lift us back up to where we've been and more, like we've never seen before. The world we choose to really, really want and see. And that's what you're wishing for, you know? And you want to just feel that gratification, and, you know, your heart is full. And there's a lot of love, and I feel like it could be, doesn't have to be romance necessarily. It could be somebody coming back from your past, as I said, with Venus retrograde and being predominant. But I think it's just this, you know, just reminiscing about people and times, which I honestly, literally just did, because, let me just say it really quickly, I got one of those frames, come to find out, like 12 years ago. And I don't know how to describe it that well, other than to say that when you plug it in, all of a sudden the pictures in it that you load into it, you know, they start to move, and they show it back to you. And I have not plugged that in for 12 years. And I was moving the plug so I could plug in my little Christmas tree. And it started to show the pictures, and it was just, oh, it's hard to say. I actually had to cry about it before I started the video because I was thinking about it, and here it's reminding me. Coincidence? Probably not. But the people, the groups, you know, 12 years ago, it goes really fast, doesn't it? 12 years ago was when Jupiter was in your sign last, and my sign for having it in my ascendant. And I find that very interesting, and just a way of knowing that I'm somebody that would like to be in touch and be friends with somebody my entire life. Every person I meet, every friend, I never want to let go. I'm like that. But I also understand now that that's not really what life is about. It's not designed to be that way. That's an ideal that I have, and it comes from my heart. But, you know, it lets me know, and I'm actually, for my desire and my wishes, is to meet so many more friends and acquaintances and have that love continue to move on and just continue to, widen our horizons and maybe travel and do things that, are so important to grow in life. So I digress. I apologize, but yeah, that's exactly what it makes me think of. I was shocked, but it was beautiful at the same time. So I'll leave it at that. But yes, hold on to those beautiful feelings of love. That creates more always. And you're very good at that. You can be extremely caring and selfless and loving, Pisces. So I'm going to finish with the 2 oracle messages. And the first is the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, which is very fitting for you and most people I read for. So this message is specifically for you. And it definitely has to do with the end of the month, but I feel like it has to do with the year ahead for you and where you're headed and where you're at this time. As a loving, uplifting, wisdom-filled message. And so for you, beautiful Pisces, you have teach. You're the second person that's gotten teach, and I don't remember what other sign did, but I love it. And I could see you being an amazing teacher of not just something artistic and creative, but living from your heart, and showing how the smallest thing and how important that is to do that. And it just goes on and on and on. And there's the number 5, which is the year we've been in. And next year will be a 6th year, which I think is absolutely gorgeous too. And it's a more balanced kind of an energy and a number, literally and figuratively. So yeah, teach. You may find the desire, the depth of your soul is about wanting to teach and share and commune, and just offer words of upliftment and that sort of thing come to mind. And I think it's beautiful. I know you've got the dog next to you because of the loyalty, and you'll be there for people in a heartbeat. I know that about you. I absolutely know that. Make sure that you have the boundaries set for yourself, not only because it's the most healthy thing to do and you've got this temperance there to remind you of that, but because you too deserve the reciprocation of your friendships. And I'm seeing that coming through as well. I think you definitely have always wanted that to be a part of the equation. But I love it. Let me read to you what it says about teach. And it is a major arcana with the black outer lining, this covers all the arcana. It covers the elements and the chakras. But for the major arcana, teach, the words associated are shepherd, advise, learn, wisdom, reflection, and beliefs. Although the name of this card is teach, it brings the dual energies, which you're a dualistic sign. So this is fabulous, and I'm not 100% sure. But having said that, and remembering that I had gotten this from another, I honestly believe it was, if it wasn't Libra, who's also known as a duality sign because of the scales, right, in the balancing and always wanting to keep them in balance, it would have been Gemini. But it was definitely one of the 2 other duality signs, which is pretty phenomenal, and I love that about spirit. So although the name is, yes, teach, it brings the duality energies of both teaching and learning. You have much wisdom to offer regarding affairs of the heart. This wisdom has been gained through all of your joy and all your sorrows. And this time there may be an opportunity to assist somebody regarding a relationship. That person may even be you. So when the opportunity arises, remember the shepherd, one who gently guides his sheep along the desired path. Use that same gentleness in guiding yourself or others. That is a lesson for myself continuously, because I have not been that kind to myself. And I've learned this from a while ago, but it's still a work in progress. And when I am, it feels so beautiful, and it's just so much easier to be that way with other people. And it's really that simple. And I pass it on to you with love, and hopefully you're understanding and you're resonating immediately with this. And then I'll finish, beautiful Pisces, with your super attractor manifestation message, which is about creating the exact life that you want. And this is the year, oh, please, please, write it down, believe it, and do what you do so, so very well. I promise to share my situations with you too, because I had some pretty awesome things happen in that short little time that happened between May and July. And you know, it's just remembering to put those energies in the positive energy aspect of what you want expanded, and not something that makes you feel less than or anything but beautiful and good, okay, for yourself, all right? And you're great at sharing and being kind and giving and loving to everyone else. So thank you for watching my channel, by the way. I'm so grateful to everybody that's contributed in the way of just, you know, supporting me, liking, sharing, certainly subscribing, which is basically following me. YouTube likes it a lot. They like to see those numbers, and I want to continue to grow. And I know it takes a while, and I'm okay with that because I love what I do. I just appreciate it. I do want to do live readings, and I'd like to be able to, you know, promote that more, and will be in the coming new year. And so just thank you. Thank you so much. It means everything. So your final reading and final message, beautiful Pisces, for you and all your loved ones. It's a beautiful card. It's the second and root chakra. The imagination, the creativity, the sensuality, you know, and that's huge with this Taurus eclipse and the grounding energy that we're having a lot of, especially now. That's very, very appropriate and suitable for you and necessary while you're in the dream state and just imagining and, you know, flowing with this incredible creative energy that will bring you so much. Keeping it grounded is always a good thing. When I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I deserve. And I know that you are, and I know this is true, and it's just a simple, beautiful, you know, way to live that can bring in so much. I mean, tenfold. Like attracts like, right? So it's a beautiful mantra or affirmation too, if you want to say it over and over and over, and just watch and feel your body change, and you know, your aura change, and it grows, and it's so beautiful. So yes, that's your reading. It finally happened. I hope it uploads well, and I will just continue to try until it does. Have a beautiful rest of the year. So excited for you. Jupiter's entering into your sign. I'll be back in January. I hope you will join me as well. Until then, see you next year. Bye for now.